Hi everyone, this is Angie with Tink's Table Scraps at blogspot.com, and this is only my second video, but I wanted to post this video up of this little mini album that I made. I listed on eBay and it sold. I was very excited about that, so I just want to share some details with everyone for them to see, and hopefully I can make some more. I just want to point out that these flowers here I made with my Sizzix die cut and also my Cricut for the Tim Holtz Grunge flowers, and I just layered them. There's a couple different sizes, I think a 3-inch and a 2-inch, and then I also made my own leaves, and I learned that from just a few designs. I think her name is Elsa, and I really appreciated that. I used some mulberry paper and ran it through a crimper, and then used some smooch spray and added some glitter and some color to it. And then this frame here, this is I cut with my Cricut, a design I found and cut out, and this here is a Martha Stewart butterfly punch that I'm just in love with. And then I added some pearls to it, as well as some embellishing with the some markers and stuff, and then I used some pearls for the trim here, and then I used some mulberry paper for the binding. This is more of a altered file folder type mini book that I saw some do on YouTube, and so I put this one together. This is put together with a Tim Holtz clip, and then this neat little clip here with some keys and charms I found actually at Walmart in their little findings section, so that's what holds it all together. So just to go through it real quick, I added all these embellishments. I made them all. This is from a Tim Holtz die, and you can flip it over. There's a little clip here to hold it on, but on the back there's a journaling spot, and then there's a little tag here that I embellished. I stamped a design on and then added some gold sequins to it, and then you can just journal on the back if you want. This here, there's a space. These are little tabs you can just slip your photo in, and then this says live, laugh, love, and this one you can pull out. I stamped a butterfly on there, and then you could use it for journaling on the back if you want, or maybe even just another picture. And then it flips down. I used just some chain here, and then added some little dangles to it to finish it off, and I attached it to hold the bird cage. Let me adjust this here. And so this is meant to be more of a Shabby Chic type album. The first page flips down. Here is a journaling spot, a little book plate. There's these tags that pull out. I added some ribbon to them, and I stamped some sentiments on the front, some flowers, and added journaling on the back. And this is a photo mat you can take out. I added some swirls and added pearls to it, and here's a little button. I actually just took the shank off of it and glued it down, and you can flip it over for another photo mat with a sentiment of remember when. And then up at the top I used my Cricut to cut out this bodice type shape here and added these flowers, and I'm not even sure what type of flowers they are. They're just an assortment that I had, and I colored and added some leaves too, and this says love, and this is a photo mat here for another picture. And then on this side we have, I kind of came up with my idea. It's not original, I don't think, by any means, but it's able to hold a whole bunch of tags, and I just use ribbon crisscrossing each other, and the other little button there with the shank clipped off and glued down. So this one's full of tags. This has some butterfly images stamped on it, and a spot for journaling on the back. And added some ribbon here and a stamp and some more images on the back. And this one here is like a little mini that you can pull out, kind of matchbook style, and it flips open, and you can add some mini pictures to there if you want. And then it slips right in here in this little pocket, as well as you could always add something to the back if you wanted. And here's another bird cage. I cut that one out with my Cricut, and it just slips in this pocket, and there's journaling spot on the back. And then those just tuck in here. And you flip the page, and I kind of stuck with the theme of the paper that was underneath, full of flowers and buttons, and I stamped on there these images, the live, laugh, love, and the little butterfly, and used glossy accents to kind of raise that up. And on each of my pages, I believe, I was able to add a handmade hat pin or stick pin, all with little pearls and beads. So they each have one of those, and here's another book plate, and then this opens up and you can add more pictures or sentiments to that. And then this flips down, and you can add photos here, and this isn't completely attached so that you can add a photo underneath easily, and then you can pull out some more tags. Trying to stay with the theme with the butterflies. There's a little dragonfly, butterflies on the back. Here's another Martha Stewart butterfly. More journaling on the back. And then I added all of the beads to these. You can flip it up so that you can add a picture to here. It's kind of hard to see in this light, but I used a Fiskars round punch to cut out this back mat so that it has some detail to it. It's very pretty. This cute little welcome sign. And here's another one of my stick pins or hat pins. And then next to it, there's another assortment of flowers. And here's my other little pin. And this can be used as just a journaling spot. And another Martha Stewart butterfly with some pearls. And then the same little button. I used several of these little buttons just because they were so classy looking. And with some Velcro for this little pocket envelope. And then this pulls out, and you can add more pictures here. This flips open. And this is hard to show one-handed. But you can see you can add journaling there, some photo mats, and here's some photo corners to kind of give you an idea where your photos go. And the same with the back page. And this is just a pocket page with several types of tags and photo mats. This one here flips open with another image and photo spot. You could add pictures to the front and back. And these are photo mats that I've all inked. This one here actually pulls out this little tag here. He goes back in. You can put a photo in the back. As well as this one, just a photo mat with some brackets and another photo spot. And I have these cute stamps, the ticket edition, that I added here and there. And this I spritzed, this pink, and I added some glimmer mist. And there's the perfect pearls. And here's another tag you can pull out. It's another little trifold type card. It says, "A thought for you." A couple more tags. And this is more of a postcard theme. This is a little Tim Holtz clip. And these are all different images along the stamp line. And you could probably put little pictures on the back or more journaling, whichever you wanted to use it for. And I forget the name of the company that made these. If anybody's interested, leave a comment and I'll look it up. I just really like it. And it goes with this larger image on the back. It comes with the postcard, and then I stamp these additional images on there from the same set. And here's a dress form. I used my Cricut to cut that, and I added some glimmer mist to it and some spritz, the smooch line, and some pearls. And here's another one of my pins, some leaves and some assorted flowers. And this one actually I cut out with my Cricut too. And this one was just a circle, and this was the Fiskars punch again. And then I cut the chandelier out with my Cricut and just added a bunch of embellishing to it. There's little pearls on the end and some crystal hearts just to give it some bling. He needs to get moved back over. And then the last page that flips open, I used another stamp with an assortment of different butterflies and bird images. And this just has a natural colored mat, and all my edges have been inked, and then each one flips up for little pockets. And there's some additional tags in there, as well as a spot to journal. Each one of these pops out. Some more butterflies. There's little charms on this one. Little butterfly charm here. And then you can add a photo under here. Some more flowers and designs. This is a shoe. This is more of a girly type book with the dress form and the bodice and the shoe and the lace, and you can slip a picture under here easy. And then on the last page there's one more postcard to add journaling to here, and then this is another spot where you can slide your pictures under on this pocket with another pin. It's a tiny little butterfly. I just had a little punch to punch that out, and they all slide in there. And this I actually purchased at Michael's. I'm not quite sure what it was called. It's a sprig with some flowers and butterflies. And then this I cut out with my Cricut as well. And the last part, you could use this as a little photo mat. There's a little mini tag that you could add whichever, some journaling in one final spot. And then this little frame here has acetate under it, so you can add a picture under here. So it took me a while, but I got it all put together and I was very happy with it. I got it listed on eBay and it's sold. And I had a request for another one, so I will be working on that. The back page, I just glued my binding on and used some Mod Podge over the mulberry paper just to strengthen it. And it's attached, this little clip here. I just used, it's a heart-shaped clip. So, nothing super fancy, but it works really well and it adds a lot of embellishment to it. And so it goes off to its happy home, and I was really happy to make it, and I My edges, I actually used paint so that I didn't have any edges exposed. I painted those with craft paint. And there's a flower under here just to give it some flair. It's not so plain. So, plan to make more. And if anybody has any comments, I'd be happy to answer them.